Hey guys, SF and the weekend, the 25th and the 24th. It is the weekend, 25th, 24th to the 25th. It is the Impossible Festival, where all 6 that are out in JP right now will be on the 2 days. So 6 per day times 2. So, wait, not here. Let's see. Schedule. So, see Yamato Takeru, Kushinada, Asha, Tsukuyomi, Izanami, Izanagi for the first day in that order, and the time are like that. And then Sunday, Squiomi, Izanami, Izanagi, Yamato Takeru, Kushinada, and Asha on the second on the Sunday. So what I'm gonna do with this video is, if I were to do all 6 of them, here's my parties, and I won't be doing all 6 on the weekend, I'm pretty sure, because there are 50 STEM monsters, there are extreme level monsters that are within that day. So there is about 12 to 15. There are about 12 to 15 descends on per day, basically. That's, yeah. So up to here, all the way to the top is 1 day, and then starting from here all the way to the bottom is 24th here, all the way to the top is almost to the top. There's about a few there that are the 23rd, but 24th, 25th has like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 plus the 6 for the extreme for the impossible stages, so that's 13 per day. So I'll probably do some of the descent monsters as well, but if I'm gonna do all 6, I'll probably do some co-op with friends, so hopefully I can do all 6 within the weekend, but don't count on it, especially we're gonna die a lot. But this video is gonna talk about some of the things that you should be looking out for in terms of monsters, not just from my box, but for like future. So I'm gonna start off with Izanami. So here's my team comp. I did solo Izanami with this comp, and the friends of course is a Margarite. First one, Olga. She is basically the Napoleon of my team. And Izanami, you know, and Tiger, you know for sure. It was a pretty easy clear, in my opinion. I didn't do that much match shot. I didn't do one match shot in that whole dungeon, except for the last bar where you get stuck on top of her head and then you just bounce up and down and you just blow her last bar. That's about it. There's nothing much to talk about because you guys probably seen this, like probably beat it. And Izanami does beat Izanami. Why use it kind of contradicts that process if you're trying it for the first time. But if you're going for the second Izanami or just farming, Izanami, your first Izanami will be very useful. Very useful. Because if you get a stable clear in any of these extreme dungeons, impossible dungeons, then it's basically turtle farming for you guys, because they drop max piece for 60 stem, whereas like the turtle dungeon that drops XPs that's not guaranteed, it's only 50 stem, so 10 more stamina for at least a guaranteed 1 or 2 guaranteed max piece, or even 3 if you're lucky, 3 or more if you have a max luck monster, or if you get lucky of not dropping the actual monster. But that's about it. Next up, Kushinada. This is basically the most stable team out there. Basically, friend's gonna be Izanami or Ryoma, it doesn't matter which one. But this is the most stable comp. You'll probably have at least 90% chance of winning. just by just go randomly attacking monsters and stuff like that. But for a video, since I'll probably do that kind of video next during NA when she actually comes. But if I'm actually going to do a solo video on Kushinada, then I'm going to handicap myself and put in Lancelot. See how far I go with a water monster. He is a no warp, so he is actually okay. But not no gravity barrier, so not like Izanami status. But a water monster, basically get Lancelot away from Krishnada and bump Izanami or Ryoma or whatever. And clear mobs. Next up, Yamato Takeru. Kushinada is there, Mustang and Hunter King. This is not the most stable comp. This dungeon in itself, there's a wide variety of monsters that you can choose from. Even though those wide range of monsters are mostly hatcher monsters, there's not much farmables you can probably use except for Kushinada. But basically any no gravity barrier monster, preferably wood, but you can use water if you want, but preferably wood. So the most stable comp in my opinion is 3 Oryos and a Kushinada, because there are gravity barriers. There's a lot of gravity barriers, but there's also damage walls. Oryo does have a high output with her SS, with her strike shot, and it can pull Kushinada's plasma to do even more damage. And she's a bounce type. You need bounce no gravity barrier monsters, not piercing no gravity barrier monsters, because that dungeon you have to get a pinch shot between monsters to actually get through the dungeon, which is pretty hard if you're starting out, but once you get used to it, it's pretty easy. I haven't beat Yamato Takeru solo. The farthest I went was second last bar because it was really late. I'm making excuses here, but it was late, and basically my Hunter King positioning was really bad. That's how I lost. That's why I lost. If I'm gonna solo, I'll hope I can solo and beat him. I'm just missing Yamato Takeru and Asha in terms of in terms of impossible monsters that I haven't got yet. But basically, preferably wood, but any bounce, no gravity barrier, any other monster is not recommended besides Kushinada, because Kushinada is just OP. Kushinada gets caught in gravity barriers, but it's kind of best for her to get stuck, just to stay there, and then monsters and your other monsters to just pull her plasma. And she does have a strike shot that doesn't require her to move. Well, doesn't require to move that much to actually do a lot of damage. Next up, it is Izanagi. I think this was my solo video comp. So Eclipse, Nurarihyon X, and Squiomi, if I remember correctly. I think that's my comp, and my friend was, I don't really remember my friend. Maybe a Kushinada, I think, or something like that. Just check that video out. I'll probably won't run Izanagi ever again, because there's a lot of randomness in that dungeon. So it's best just beat it once and get the drop and then move on. Next up, it's Squiomi. This is my team comp. This is not the best. This is not the best team for her, but this is one of the only monsters I have in my box that can beat him. Friend's gonna be a Snow White or an Uriel, a speed up character. But basically you need piercing, no gravity barrier monsters with an attack higher than 2,300, and I haven't even maxed plus Kufu. So probably not gonna solo Yomi. I don't need to solo Yomi. I already have 2 of her, so I can try for you guys, but most likely I'm gonna lose. I do need a lot of attack on Khufu to actually do some work. You need an attack of 2,300, 23,300. If you max plus Khufu, she gets over that threshold to actually one-shot a mob in that dungeon. With a speed up, then it's pretty much okay. Pretty easy. But chances are I don't have that much faith in myself. Not that much faith. Well, like, I can probably beat it with this team, but chances are kind of low. If I miss, then it's really bad. If I'm really bad positioning, then it's really bad. And I don't really have that much speed up characters. I don't have that much Snow White or Uriel friends, so getting them to put them up is kind of hard. But that's my team comp. Other good monsters, Sana Yukimura, the Ascended version. She does a lot of damage. Mundus doesn't work. Mundus doesn't work without a specific fruit that raises his attack damage, because he doesn't have that threshold. Who else? Roma's good. Something that's really fast. So Saigo Takamori is not that good. Udo's not. It's okay. Udo's not that bad. Who else is there? I don't remember that much other than that in terms of monsters in NA. Basically, you would want to stack up with Hatcher monsters instead of Farm Wolves. There are some Farm Wolves that are okay, but they're not that great. They don't do that much in terms of the strike shot department, but they can do mob clears as well. When you're talking about speed up, I do have a Kali for speed up, but she has a no gravity barrier, so it's not that good. You basically have to clear mobs every single turn while doing attack on the boss or the mini boss. And since Kali is not a no gravity barrier monster, then she can't. You're basically skipping a turn for her. And since there's no heal items on the map, then you're basically taking a lot of damage. Oh yeah, another monster that's really good is Merlin, the Ascended version. She can heal. And no gravity barrier monster, and can one-shot bosses with her attack. But it does require a little bit more skill when you're using piercing monsters, so take that into consideration when you're either re-rolling or being happy or sad about monsters that you've rolled. Last one is Asha. I have a really sad story. I have beaten it in co-op. I used my Uesugi Kenshin. The comp was two Uesugi Kenshins and 2 Guan Yus. Guan Yu is a new monster that's kind of like the Napoleon of Ashura. When Napoleon is Izanami, Guan Yu is the Ashura. We got to the last bar, and I DC'd, and I was really sad. And then they beat it, and my friends beat it, and it dropped for them, and I was even more sad. But yeah. So hopefully this weekend I'll probably finally get her. This is my solo team. It's pretty stable. Uesugi Kenshin, Fire Slayer, no damage wall. There's a lot of damage walls in that dungeon, so stack up water damage wall monsters. No damage wall monsters. Lancelot, no damage wall. And Louis the 13th, no damage wall and fire resistance and homing that does good in clearing mobs and stuff like that, and a giant laser. So basically, that's my team. My friend's gonna be another Uesugi Kenshin, just to say. And other viable monsters is Okuta Soji, the Ascended version. I don't have Okuta Soji Ascended or even Evolved, so that's why I'm taking her out. If I have her, then I'll probably replace Lancelot. I might. Well, for a video, I'll probably replace Lancelot, but if I want to go really safe, then I might replace Louis the 13th. Maybe. Well, it doesn't really matter. It's kind of mix and match depending on your preferences. But Okuta Soji, yeah, it really depends on your preferences. Nothing. I think Okita Soji can replace either of the two. It will not replace Uesugi Kenshin. Uesugi Kenshin is like pretty OP in that. Pretty OP in that map. But Okita Soji, Viridandi is very good as well. Susano is okay as well. Just any fire, any water, no damage wall monster. That can work. Some other off picks are Agnamut, the normal one. That is the Robot Slayer and a no gravity barrier. I mean, no damage wall. I'm kind of getting them mixed up. Is it that one? I think it's the normal Agnamut, the piercing one. The piercing Agnamuto. But yeah. But that's all from me. These are my 6 teams. So Izanami, Kushinada, Yamato Takeru, Izanagi, Tsukuyomi, and Ashura. My goal for the weekend is to get Yamato Takeru and Ashura. I want 2 Ashuras and 1 Yamato Takeru. I hope you guys like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time in another video. This is SF, and see ya.